Hey, we are
Hi.
live. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So, everybody, if you are tuning in, hello, hello. We are doing our off the mat chat with Hayley Burns. Hayley,
Hi.
welcome to the chat. Can you introduce yourself? Will you tell all of our viewers who you are?
Yeah, I'm Haley. I'm Kate's sister. Am I pointing the right way to you? I don't know.
I know, I know.
And I
No.
and yeah, we're talking about my cooking today.
Yay! So yeah, you
Mostly.
guys, if if you didn't know, Haley's my sister. Um, so yeah, you okay? So you have just recently kind of. So actually, let's back up. What inspired you to start eating healthy?
Um, I've I mean, inspiration definitely came from like living and feeling like certain foods were just like not making me feel very good, or like I just didn't feel 100% all the time. And I was like around people like you, for example, or like our other sister, Allie, were vegetarians. So that kind of like inspired me to question a little bit like what I'm eating and why I'm eating that. And so then I got like more invested into like reading books and watching documentaries about different ways of different eating. And then I like started following the more plant-based diet, and that's just the one that makes the most sense to me and like makes me feel the best when I eat mostly plant-based food.
Can you explain to Hi, sweetheart? What can you tell us? What is this? Is a question that I do not know the answer to. And I'm guessing you might. What's the difference between vegan and plant-based, and is there a difference?
I think there's a difference because plant-based, I still eat dairy products like egg and cheese, but
Okay.
vegan doesn't eat any of that at all. They're pure plants,
Right.
and
Okay, that's
I
what I
would
was
eat a little
thinking.
bit more. um,
Uh, do you think so? Do you when you decided to go plant-based, was it was it a reason? Was it like this? I send Haley guys so just ahead of time. I usually send people questions. So if we go off the script and people act surprised, it's all my fault. um, do you when you found yourself going towards plant-based, was it for all health reasons or was it for any ethical or moral reasons? Because I know that that culture is kind of tied into like the vegan culture is kind of tied into a whole bigger picture, right? So like the ethical um things behind eating plant-based. Was that part of a motivation for you too?
for sure, definitely. Like I don't agree with how modern day like um, factory farming with animals is, and I don't
Right.
want to like support that with what I'm eating, and I don't think
Right.
it's like ethical or environmentally friendly whatsoever. And so
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
think
like
sorry.
steers me away from it. You're good.
So, okay, so you have started recently this Instagram, Haley Cooks Not Burns. Great name, by the
Yeah.
way.
Shout out to Zach for that one.
Awesome, Zach. Will you so tell me the inspiration behind that? Well, tell us like what you do on it and why you started doing it.
So far I've just been posting pictures of food that I've made, and I've posted a couple of videos of how to make super easy recipes. I just kind of wanted to start like a more of like a community around cooking and a conversation around cooking. It's like I think it's obviously so important. It's like what fuels us throughout our day, and like I think it's something that people can easily take for granted or feel overwhelmed by starting to cook. And so I kind of just wanted to come off with an approach like, hey, this is something that I think is really fun, and like I want us to talk about it and like inspire each other to like cook food and have a good time in the kitchen and like talk about eating, especially like a plant-based diet.
Right. So instead of making it like a something where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to cook. I'm so like sick of, you know what I mean? Instead of making it
Right.
a chore, it turns into something fun. What's
Yeah,
one of your,
definitely.
so if you are, so say somebody's interested and they're like, I want to start eating healthier, but I don't want to spend like tons of time in the kitchen. I have so much going on and I'm used to just like opening like boxes and pouring things in and like putting things from the freezer to the oven. What's a quick meal that you might suggest that would be doable for people who don't really know?
Well, for one, it's like I I think people can work on their time management a little bit better
Hmm.
on like putting food at first before other things sometimes, or just being okay with spending an extra 20, 30 minutes making this delicious meal that you could have as like multiple meals instead of always just the go-to, like I need it quick and fast and like busy. But that's also, I mean, that's life too. And I understand that
Uh-huh.
people are busy and things, work and everything gets in the way. And I think really quick food is to cook up, like have rice cooked up
Hmm.
or quinoa or just like a spinach base and like on the stove, just grill up a ton of vegetables all at once. Like just put some olive oil. All you really need is salt and pepper. And it doesn't take long to just cook them on the stove and then add like egg or some beans.
Do you feel like those are staples of your food? Like, for instance, this beautiful meal that was just in front of us, or in the background, you can see that. So, do you think meal prep is a good way to do that kind of stuff, to have things already there and then you can just incorporate that throughout the week? Or,
For sure, especially like foods that do take a little bit more time. Like, I guess the rice isn't a go-to because that takes like 40 minutes to make. But that's one that you can make one day and then you have it for the rest of the week. Same with like quinoa. And the other stuff
right?
you can just like, what?
I was gonna say I want to scroll through this and like keep looking at these beautiful meals.
Well, thank you.
So these are things that you have prepared, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Let's click on one. Andrew, will you click on one of them? Oh, dang it. Let's hover over. So see this one in the middle? I think it was a granola or a breakfast one. What one was that? Maybe pancakes? Was it banana pancakes?
Yeah. Seriously, it's just one banana and two eggs. And it's so
And then you
easy and it tastes like it is pancakes. Like
yum. So is there no flour in that?
no. All it
Ooh.
is those two ingredients and then like whatever you normally like to add to pancakes. Like I put a little bit of chia seeds in it for some little
Uh-huh.
added protein. And then I put the granola and the fruit on it as well. And a little bit of syrup.
That looks delicious. This is okay, so you work in the restaurant industry, right?
Yes.
Did you find that before you were eating healthy that you were eating badly? Did,
For sure, yeah.
did you so if anybody out there is working in the restaurant industry, I feel like would you just eat like the stuff that was there, the like the free meals and the like just like over made stuff or like
Yeah, the
things that
like
weren't, you
bowl
know what
of
I'm saying?
fries that people are just eating out of. Yeah.
Yeah. What
I think
inspired
it's
you to
super
switch? Go
um
ahead.
I mean, I just like wasn't feeling my best. If I eat
Mhm.
if I'm eating too much bread or too much cheese, too much of anything really, I start feeling like groggy and bloated. And so I just kind of wanted to cut away from that a little bit and start like preparing more of foods that I could just have on deck if I'm like so hungry in my shift and I'm like, oh man, that like giant stuffed pizza looks so good, but like
Right.
I know that'll just like slow me down the rest of the time. I mean, it's totally okay. I'm not saying don't
Oh
eat
yeah.
pizza ever because I eat pizza all the time and it's delicious and I love it. But like at work, I like to just have my own food there. So when I start getting hungry, I can just like grab my snacks and refuel, and I still have like a good amount of energy and I still feel good to talk to all my wonderful
Right.
tables.
So do you pre-plan before you go to work? Are you bringing like a cooler full of your pre-planned meals to work? And if you are, so two questions. If you are people curious about what you're doing? Because it's really not the people don't normally do that, I don't think.
No, they don't. It's like for some reason it's unheard of to bring your own food to a restaurant. Like, I mean, it makes sense in a way because there's already so much food there. Like, why wouldn't you just eat that? People are always
Right.
like, "Oh, what is that? What is that?" But that's like another fun like conversation starter. It's like, "Oh, this food I just made real quick and it's delicious and like I have it here and I don't have to bug the grill line to make me that like special salad while they're like busy
Right.
or whatever."
Whether in the middle of the shift and yeah, okay. So that kind of so then people get interested
Yeah,
and
I'm
that
like, "Give me
creates
that
the
salad."
right. That creates the topic or the conversation around healthy eating. Do you do you find that other people you said are interested in it and they really get into it?
For sure, it's definitely a hit or a miss with people. You
Yeah.
know, people like you say you don't eat meat and they're like, "Where do you get your protein?" It's like
Oh, the
I don't know. It's
classic. Where do you get your
like
protein
yeah.
question? Wait, so what's your answer to that?
I'm I kind of give them an attitude. I'm like, "Well, maybe you don't need as much protein during the day as you think you do. Like, why do you think you need to eat meat at every meal, you know? Like
Right.
why haven't you ever questioned like the way you eat? Why do you have to question only mine, you know? Like
Oh, good answer. Yeah, that is a good answer.
yeah, like come at them.
Come at 'em loaded. Um, so if you are feeling bored in the kitchen, what do you like to do to get creative while cooking? Because I think a lot of people might find that we're like, so say we get into plant-based and we find like one meal we really do it, but then that's all we're cooking. What can we do to get creative while cooking?
I like to have a beer sometimes while I'm cooking or like play some
Yes.
music. And I definitely there's a lot of like Instagram accounts I follow that have a lot of recipes. So like if I'm just scrolling throughout the day, I'll save it and be like, "Ooh, this will be really cool to like try that out." And then I'll do that like within a couple days or so.
So you kind of make your
So
own little cookbook or like kind of flag or like save things and then take from them. So are you inspired from other people?
yeah, for sure. Like I have different like dinner recipes saved or desserts saved or lunch recipes. And then I kind of remember what I saw them put together and kind of have like my own little twist to it. Or I just follow the recipe. Like,
Oh, this leads to another question. Do you follow the recipes? When you follow recipes, are you really strict on measuring and like portion size and you know what I mean? Or do you
yeah,
think that there's flexibility within recipes?
definitely cooking. I think there's so much flexibility, especially depending on your personal flavors, like what you really
Hmm.
like. When I first follow a recipe that I've like never done, I'm measuring everything out and making sure that it's right. But then the next time I make it, I kind of I have kind of like my own notes of how it was and what I want to add to it or not add to it again, or like steps I could just kind of skip over.
Okay. So you can tailor make it. You can kind of adjust it to what
Yeah.
you want. Nice. Um, what's your favorite dessert recipe? Oh, you made such a good since you're my sister, I know all the answers to most of these questions, I think, but so it's easy to go off script. Actually, I don't know most of the answers, but so guys, Haley made this vegan cheesecake. Was it a blueberry cheesecake?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if that picture is on your Instagram or not, but can you tell us a little bit about that and what if people are like vegan cheesecake, that's an oxymoron, none of that is a thing. Can you tell us what a vegan cheesecake is or kind of about that dessert that you made?
Yeah, so it's basically instead of cheese, you use soaked cashews to give it like that
Hmm.
texture. And then, oh man, this is gonna be what did what was even in
No,
it?
that's
And then
wait, tell me more about the soaked cashews. What is that? Is that the cheese base, right?
yeah, so cashews are in so many vegan dessert recipes. They're so universal in that way that you can like blend them up and add different things because the texture of it, it's kind of like how you can use bananas as a pancake
Hmm.
base. They just have like something to it that's able to like mold and kind of make a substitute for what you would normally have in a cheesecake. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at it like this is going to be a normal cheesecake, it's it's not like you can't look at it like that. But if you're looking at
Right.
it like this is a delicious cheesecake, like based off of um, it doesn't have dairy in it, and it's not gonna like if I don't know if you're lactose intolerant, it's not gonna make me feel super sick afterwards or anything. But I'll still get like
Right.
that sweet and that tart and that like creamy flavor of a cheesecake.
Yeah, I don't remember if did I have a piece of it or not? Regardless, I'm gonna say
Uh,
it was delicious. It looked so if you do you soak the cashews overnight or can you do a quick soak?
I think it's always recommended to soak overnight if you can, but I think like you could do 3 to 5 hours if you wanted to.
Okay. So some it feels like some of these things are really easy if you take just a little bit of time to prepare for them or sort of think ahead.
Right, right, and that's I think is like how you should how that's how I go about like every day. You know, I'm like eating breakfast and I'm thinking about my day and thinking about what I'm going to be doing for dinner already. And it's just like
Right.
kind of adjusting and tweaking and just being ready because you know you're going to get hungry. And you know you're not going
Right.
to want to like settle for like you're not going to want to wait until you're super hungry and then you'll just get like a quick fix. You want to like prepare for it because you know what's coming every day. Like
You know you're gonna get hungry, guys.
yeah.
I think that's so important. I think that ties into so we're on a mindfulness platform pretty much here, right? So Hayley does yoga, guys. So she is aware of mindfulness. Going off the script, dare I say that this is a very mindful way of eating?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that it's like the intuitive eating, you know. You don't wait until you're starving. You think like the last time I ate was a few hours ago. I know I'm going to start getting hungry soon, and that's when you start making food. And you just like
Right.
yeah, you try to be mindful of what you're taking in because it's fueling your body. It's fueling like your attitude and how you're going to respond to everything that's going on.
Word. That's so, I love that. That's really true. Yeah. And it's so knowing that nourishment not only just affects that really quick energy that you will get after eating it, but it goes out a little bit further than just that because it affects your attitude as well. I think really of how you feel about yourself, right? Which in tune
Absolutely.
goes outward, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the most important thing that we do all day long. And I think it's easily taken for granted.
Agree. Oh, I totally agree. Yeah. Well, I have a question about so Haley's on Instagram, like we said, and there's a lot of chefs out there on Instagram cooking and chopping and baking.
Choppy
Do you
chop
have any
it.
chopping chefs? Do you have anybody that you really like to follow that is just sort of so I like your Instagram because it's down to earth and it is like not so it's usually what most people would have in their kitchen. You don't have like for example, somebody in your house living with you who's cooking, right, for you or like preparing. Is there anybody though down maybe that's like down to earth that inspires you, even if they are famous and have really expensive knife sets or
That's the goal. Yeah, there's a YouTuber called Pickup Limes that
Okay.
definitely she's like super calm and relaxed and most of her meals are vegan based. I think actually all of them might be.
Hmm.
But she has some great videos. And there's also
Can you say it one more time? What's it? Oh,
yeah, there she is. My girl.
what's her name again? Pick up lines?
Pick up limes.
My
Yeah.
girl. Shout out.
And there's
Cool.
also
Okay.
Feel Good Foodie is another one I follow on Instagram. Pretty sure she's
Okay.
from Michigan too.
Is Pickup Limes as well, or are you saying you?
What was that?
Where's so sorry, go back. Feel Good Foodies. And you think she's Michigan based?
Or Feel Good Foodie without an S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's got some good stuff. And also, because you did ask me this question beforehand, so I was ready for it. I was thinking about not famous chef, but that inspires me personally. But I think about like our dad started picking up cooking as a hobby when I was like in middle school or high school, and he loved Emerald, and to see him like always use his catchphrase and stuff.
Wait, tell me Emerald's catchphrase. I forget.
It's bam and kick it up a notch. He's like,
kick it up a notch. Yeah.
So that was like really inspiring to see like my dad pick it up as a hobby and just to see him have fun with it and create these foods that we really liked eating.
Yeah, dude, that's so inspiring. Yeah. So shout out to Emerald and shout out to our dad.
I want to make like a fake meat porcupine balls. They were like giant meatballs that had rice around them, and there was like
I remember that
a barbecue sauce, and yeah, the secret ingredient was like cola. That was
oh my gosh, I remember that. Yeah.
I'd love to make like a fake meat based one of those.
You should do one and then post it on your Instagram. Okay, so homework for you is to make a porcupine ball. Ooh, sorry, that's my dog. You should make a porcupine ball with cola, but do a vegan version. Hey, Florence, come here, sweetheart. All right, Hayley. So we're gonna keep it short. We're gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming on here and talking to us. I hope that you have inspired some chefs. Okay.
Maybe
we're gonna log off here.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Okay. I love you.